pan is looking decidedly a little bit battered there, but it is what it is. So those that have watched the channel know, okay, that, or even commented, okay, that I used to do my mirepoix first and my mince second, but that's not going to happen now. All we are going to do is we are going to brown and let the mince caramelise before we add our mirepoix. I am looking for, I can't find it, and I've used it this evening doing another video. There we are. A bit of fry light, whatever you want to call it. Okay, and in goes my wonderfully not so good quality mince. So what we're going to do, we're going to chop that up. That's fine. That's my little lad singing in the background, if you can hear him. Such a happy chappy sometimes. He hasn't been well this week, but he has started to turn the corner. So he's back to his usual happy self. Now people that know me know I like to do things as quick and as efficient as I can. So what I'm going to do is, while that's cooking, I'm going to do my mirepoix. Now, because of texture reasons, okay, my mirepoix is very fine diced, to the point that, you know, most people would spit on it, wouldn't even spit on it, should I say. But the thing is, I've got 2 kids, very texture-led feeding, okay, one at 9 and one at 3, well, going on 4 actually, and they're both very much led by texture and look. And although the lad, for instance, will eat veg, okay, they don't like chunky. So there's 1 onion gone in. Just check the mince. What's next? I need, there we go. Do that. 2 sticks of celery. No, I've probably got the balance wrong with this, but it is easy. What am I going to do with that? Done. And then last but not least, we need carrots and the garlic. So the thing about doing, I mean, I'm doing a bloody lasagna and that takes bloody ages. Well, it doesn't. My lasagna is going to go for 48 hours, but it's about, I'd say, 60 minutes cooking across the 2 days. It's very easy. So we're going to peel these carrots, sorry, and add these to the mirepoix, or add these. So we've got our mirepoix. Now I could do some research and I might come back and tell you, but some people put just the carrots. I think it's something to do with the country, just whether or not you put garlic in your mirepoix. I always do though, so that's what I am going for. And I love this stuff. This is the roasted garlic, the oak smoked roasted garlic. Beautiful smoky flavour to it, and not as sharp as the most garlics, you know, the cheap garlic you get in a supermarket, or the standard garlic you get in a supermarket, because obviously this has come from a supermarket. So there you go, nice and easy, just do that. Come out quite easily. And whilst this is happening, while while I'm doing this and prepping, I've got my mince browning in the pan. I'm just going to go and check on that, and I'm going to blitz this so I've got a smooth, not smooth, but a not so chunky base for my ragu. Back to you in a minute. So I don't know if you can see that, but that meat is now browning nicely. Okay, so now we can go in our mirepoix. And if you can hear that sizzle, that's the fat, and that's the sound we're looking at. When we put this in, there's going to be an awful lot of water content, should I say, particularly as we blend it like so. So we are going to just cook that down, let the water evaporate once more, and look for that nice little sizzle. Okay, so that's my mirepoix cooked. My meat's browning, or brown should I say, nice and caramelised. I have drained it, okay, so I have sieved it, but you didn't need to watch me drain the fat. So good old splash of Worcestershire sauce, but I use Worcestershire because, well, I love the stuff, although I am running out. A couple of tablespoons of tomato puree. 500 grams of, let's about 500 mils of tomato passata. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give that a mix through. So with my ragus, I love to cook them for 24 hours on a slow cooker. It's actually cheaper, way cheaper, than using a oven and cooking for 2 hours. So I'm going to leave that, this is going to be 48 hours I'm making. Okay, so we're going to do this. Put it on slow, and I just added my seasoning really. I put it on slow, and then after 24 hours we're going to construct our lasagna. I say 24 hours, but those who watch my channel know it's it's about 20 to be fair. And then some good sprinkling of pepper. And then what we're doing now, I swear somebody somewhere is going to mock me for this, but I am going to add beef stock. But what I'm going to do, rather than wait for the beef stock to melt in, because I'm doing this over 24 hour, I'm just going to add my beef stock straight to it, fill it with water, and then I'm done. That's one. Okay, I'll add another. Two. And then all we're going to do, we're going to cover this with water and leave it overnight. That's it. Job done. Give it a stir through. It's a bit of a messy pan at the stage, but we're going to give it a nice stir through. And then the rest, as they say, is, I would say it's easy, but it's not, because we're going to be constructing lasagna. That's a bit more time consuming. I am going to use shop bought pasta sheets. It takes that little bit out of it. There's nothing wrong with making your own pasta. I don't see the point sometimes. It is nice. There is a taste and flavour to it, but it does take a lot of time and patience. There we go. That's going to get covered. Go on for 24 hours, and I'll be back tomorrow for the next stage of lasagna. Peace out. So, a lot of noise in the kitchen because I'm currently doing several things at once, as is usually the case. But here we go. We've got our beef ragu that's been cooking 24 hours. I'm just reducing that down further. I don't want a lot of liquid in it, so I'm going to cook it off. There is still a little bit of oil in there, so I'm making sure to remove that as in when I'm going through it. But yeah, that's 20 hours later. It's delicious, full of flavour, banging. Taste it, seasoning's fine. While that's there, I've got a big pan of water on to boil. That's because I'm going to parboil my lasagna sheets. So put them in, dry like that, parboil them for about 5 minutes till they just go in floppy, but they still have a bite. It just helps create that softer kind of texture when you have a lasagna, rather than just putting dry lasagna sheets on top of mince, which I don't particularly like doing. Now you could do your own with egg and flour, but we'll do that another day. Now whilst everything else is going on, I'm going to start making my white sauce. This does require, if you like me, you like that, and my family, they like that kind of saucy lasagna, then this is what you need to do, and there's lots to be made. So we're going to go about 75 grams or so of butter. Okay, we're going to melt that down. And this, as per usual, as with any other cheese sauce, anything like that, okay, we need to keep our eye on the temperature to make sure it doesn't catch on the pan, which sauce like this the flour does burn quite easily, as does the butter. Now it's up to you. You can brown the butter off to give it that bit more of a richness, that kind of nutty taste, or you can just melt it and then I'm just going to do that method. Yep, come back when that's melted. So that butter's about melted now. I'm going to go approximate this about 4 or 5 tablespoons of flour. Okay, I'll make adjustments if I need to, but this needs, we do need quite a bit of this. Possibly get away with another tablespoon actually. So all we're going to do, those that watched a few of my videos recently know that we need to let that flour cook down. We know it's cooked down when there is that smell of flour has kind of dissipated. You know, if you smell it now, you'll get that kind of very strong white flour smell. So I'm going to cook that off for a minute. Check on my mince. That's nicely, as you can see, not quite boiling, but it's getting there. We're just going to wait a couple more minutes. We want that kind of furiously bubbling for the pasta. Back in a minute. There's my pasta water, should I say. Boiling furiously, so we're just going to go about 4 or 5 sheets at a time. This will, you might need to separate it a little bit, 4 or 5. We're going to go through 6 sheets, plenty of water there. We're going to 6 sheets, to take about 5 minutes. So this is possibly the most impatient part of this recipe. But while those are bubbling away, we're going to crack on with our white sauce. Just going to do that smell, see if that flour's dissipated. A little bit more. So what I'm going to do as well, I'm not going to show this, but I'm going to make a vegan friendly version on the side because my lad is, as you know, dairy intolerant. So that's just about right, that. So we're going to go in with quite a bit of milk on this first pour, okay? And this is part which we have to balance cooking with temperature. If we put it too high, it's going to catch on the bottom of that pan and you get quite a bitter taste. Keep stirring through. While that's going through, I'm continuously checking on this mince. You can see that now, that's really well and truly reduced that. Still a little bit of oil on there, but don't worry, that's going to be skimmed from the top. But you can see virtually no liquid left in that. And those are coming on nicely. And there we go, that's thickening up now. So when it starts to thicken up, we can add more milk and so on and so on. And this is a very, very simple white sauce. And turn that up a notch. So I've had to cover the pasta because it was bubbling and spitting everywhere, so we covered that. That's cooking along nicely. We're going to check in about 2 minutes and make sure that that's ready for kind of for steam drying a little bit before we start building our lasagna. The best thing is it doesn't need to be perfectly soft. It can be quite firm. It is going to go into the oven for a good 40 minutes tomorrow. Oh. So I'm going to move that over there. You can see it's quite ferocious. But let's see what this is doing like. Getting there very slowly. See, a couple of more minutes, that's perfect. And back onto our sauce. Now the thing is, this sauce will thicken very quickly if left to cool. So the best thing to do is, whilst we're doing it all, is keep this on the hob on very low, slow stone every couple of minutes. It is quite time consuming, this part, but it really is worth it. Now I'm not going to add cheese to this. We're looking, well, tell a lie, I'm not going to add lots of cheese to this. We're looking for quite a rich white sauce. So what I am going to do is add this salt, and when I can find it, which I can't, and I don't know why, I will eventually add a little bit of pepper as well. What I need to do though is I need to get all this water, because this water is well and truly hot. So back to this, and I think, to be fair, that's just about right. It is just going. So what we're going to do, we're going to use a pair of tongs to get this out. Oh, it is very hot. I am not going to lie, and those little splashes are definitely not nice. But there we go, there's our first part. Oh, we're going to let that dry. In fact, you know what, it's probably going to be easier just separating them, putting them on towel and letting them dry. Well, it's not the easiest thing in the world to do this part, but it is worth it. Well, I think it's worth it. It's up to it's up to you at the end of the day. Obviously, you know, your food, your style, your flavour. So we're just going to move that to one side. What I'm going to do while that's there, I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. And there we go. That's boiling again. I'm going to leave. Right, obviously, this is the sauce now, it's coming on very nicely at this stage. Red salt and pepper. I'm just going to add, not so much, because I need to keep safe with this for the main, but just a little bit of Parmigiano. And it is a pre-grated stuff, but hey ho. Okay, well, most of our pasta's now done. My meat's done, beautiful. My last bit of pasta is in the pan. So now we're going to move on to building our beautiful lasagna. I have run out of a few things, to be fair, and I'd like a little bit more. What's the word I'm looking for? I'd like a little bit more parmesan, to be fair, particularly my white sauce. But all I'm going to do, I'm just going to give it a little bit. I'm just wetting the base, just stops that pasta from sticking. Okay, and then again, same thing, we're going to go a little bit of the white sauce, which I'm looking for the right thing to do. Again, my spoons, washing up as we go along. So, nice, easy to build this. All the hard work's done now. We're just going to go for a little splash, we're just looking for wet the base, really. Okay, that's it. So I'm one of these people that I like a very saucy lasagna, but I like that big thick layer at the top, you know what I mean? That's probably a bit too big for this, but I'll do. Okay, nice and easy, there we go. So, now, I'm a bit of a, oh, no, got a little bit, just a little sprinkle. Only a little bit of cheddar on there. Now, a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to lasagna, it has to align, well, align as much as possible. Okay, so we're going to get our 3 sheets, and then if you like me, you'll cut the rest to match, like so. So you get a nice, even cut. Not perfect cut, should I say, but one that's gonna do job. Okay, that's a little bit off there. I just like that even coverage. It's just me. Alright, might be a little silly, but we're gonna go through as many layers as possible. Don't have a lot of mince, so you have to kind of go a little bit cheap for the first couple of layers. Okay, again. Again, I was always stirring. It's already beginning to catch, and it's not being actually, it's not on very high. So we have got to be careful with that. Okay, but now what I'm going to go for, okay, as well as cheese, we're going to go for a little bit of mozzarella. And all I've done with this mozzarella is I've taken it out and used a cheese cloth to remove the excess whey or water, whatever you want to call it. So quite finished for that. Okay, and then that's it. Back to square one again. So we're going to lay our lasagna. So that mozzarella, my daughter's a huge fan of cheese pull, and that's what we're going for. We're going for a cheese pull. Okay, that's a little bit off, but no man, it is what it is. And after cooking 3 meals today, I am decidedly a little bit tired, but it'll all be worth it. Say 3 meals over the last day. I've cooked quite a bit off. So there's our next layer, and again Okay. Again, we're going to try and spread it as much as we can. You have to work quite quickly with this Bechemel sauce. I say Bechemel sauce, it's a white sauce, because it really does thicken quite quickly. And I might need to add a bit more milk to mine. Sorry, a bit more milk just to thin it out a little bit, because it is getting a little bit thick now. So let's go. Oh! Alright, out of that piece. Okay. And we're just going to keep building like this. Nice and easy. Really is one of the simplest things to make. Time consuming, yes. Difficult, no. And to be fair, you could if you really wanted to do this in a day. But I find that resting, okay, and that so be resting and then be kind of, oh, I've done. Watch job of that. But yeah, back to what's in. The resting, etc. These that kind of nice, thick lasagna, you know, one that doesn't run when you're eating it and looks sloppy when it's served on the plate. So I think I've got enough 2 layers now, so I can go a bit more generous. Ooh. A bit more generous with that one. What am I looking for? That's what I'm looking for. A bit more generous on this one. And there we go. That's our penultimate layer. Job done. Last but not least, I'm just finishing off this pasta, so I'm going to get that out. Ignore the sound in the background. Ooh, hot. Very hot. So what I do want those last 3 sheets, because my lad's going to have it a little. Okay, so that's it. Nice and cooked. This is our last layer, I think. Might have gone for too many layers here, but we're going to do our best with it. And obviously you can see now I'm getting a little bit lazy. So this is getting a little bit full. I think I've all done, but never mind. It'll still work. All we'll do is when we're roasting it, we'll put it in a roasting tin so that it doesn't bubble and burn in the oven. That's it. Okay. Do you want a bit more mozzarella? Are you? Yes, a little bit. There we go. And last but not least, the final layer. And I've just realised I've nothing for the sun. So, okay, there you go. Okay, last bit, last but not least. I'm just pushing it down because I want that last bit of sauce. Where's my, there we are. Woo, you can hear the tiredness in my voice now. Go on, get that last layer of white sauce. Good spread. And there we go. In terms of cooking, that's the hardest part done with. Okay, definitely the hardest part done with. It's a little bit full, but that'll do. And then obviously all we're going to do is top it on top. A little bit of remaining cheddar. Bits of, not a lot of mozzarella left, so I'm going to bit of mozzarella. And then, the bit that I've been saving for the last bit. Some gorgeous parmesan. And there we go. Quite a lengthy process, but certainly something if you're going to go for a crowd pleaser. Job done. Beautiful. Okay, sprinkle of pepper, and that's it. I'll back on tomorrow. 24 hours later, we're going to let that sit. And then we're going to bake it in the oven tomorrow for around 40 minutes. See you tomorrow. And here we have it, 24, well, I say 24 hours, about 20 hours later, so I'm just going to close that door because of the lots of sun. That's now going to go in the oven for 200 degrees C for 30 minutes, covered in foil. And then we'll take the foil off and heat it for another 10 minutes on top. Just give that nice brown bubbly crust on top. See you soon. And there's my cooked lasagna. Some people complain that these little things, I think these little corners of charred pasta are absolutely fantastic. So what we'll do for this, I'm going to let it rest for a good 10 to 15 minutes. Let it cool before I serve. Nobody likes, well, some people do like the sloppy lasagna. I've heard that holds and look, you know, you can see the detail on it. So I'm going to let that cool, prepare a small side salad, and I'll be right back. Oops. Oh, it's always difficult getting it out. Still probably a bit wet, but we can't wait. Oh, well, that's certainly certainly a cheese pull. Well, certainly tasty. Definitely tasty. And there we have it. A delicious 48-hour lasagna. Nothing much more to say really. Whatever's on your plate, do enjoy what you eat and eat what you enjoy, and I will see you next episode. As usual, don't forget, wherever or whenever you are viewing this video, please give it a thumbs up, share and subscribe. Click the links to the right to see some more of my beautiful delicious recipes. Give that notification bell a ring to be informed of future content, and last but not least, comment below what's on your plates.